So thanks to a lot of political nonsense and backtracking on promises and wasted opportunities, the minimum wage increase was not included in the COVID aid bill. But we should really hope that it's passed soon through whatever process they're gonna come up with, because apparently it would actually help a lot of people. Now, that's not gonna be news to you, but we wanna continually reiterate to you how important it is. And in particular, we wanna make a connection to how it was stopped this last time around. So a new EPI report finds that the Raise the Wage Act of 2021, this is the standalone bill for it, which phases in a $15 minimum wage by 2025, would raise the earnings of 32 million workers, 21% of the workforce, which was news to me because I thought it was like 6 kids that work at McDonald's while they're sophomores at high school. Apparently it's not that. Apparently it's a quarter of the entire workforce. But anyway, here's what's even more spicy. The report also shows how many workers would benefit in each state and congressional district, revealing that 24 million workers, 75% of those who would have received a raise, are in states represented by the 58 senators who voted against including the minimum wage in the American Rescue Plan last week. So it's not just that they're like evenly distributed and being like, betrayed by those they voted for. They're more likely to have been betrayed if they're on the minimum wage. And maybe, I can't say for sure, maybe the fact that these are states that have more people on the minimum wage has led to politicians that are gonna be more defensive towards businesses that don't wanna pay them a living wage.
Yeah,
Jayar, what do you think?
So anytime, these are those simple types of stats and figures and realities that you can actually push to people. It doesn't have to be campaign season. I think this is one of the things that I think people, politicians, maybe the handlers do it, and maybe I'm wrong about it. Maybe they are campaigning this whole time and they're just doing it the wrong way. But you don't have to be literally in campaign season to make a point about how your opponent in real time is screwing over the American people. And it's not just for the sake of campaigning, it's for the sake because you want to help the American people. So when I was mentioning earlier how Ted Cruz and Tom Cotton and those guys are completely lying about the things that are in relief packages and how it's screwing over the American people. They're doing that in real time. You can point out in real time the reality. Look, the people who are affected by the people who voted against this help, who voted against the minimum wage. So we want to keep talking about how Americans don't want minimum wage. Conservative Senator Joe Manchin likes to say, hey, my people don't need any kind of raise. They don't care. They want to live in poverty. They enjoy dirt, dust, and nothingness. That's what West Virginia's about. So point out that, hey, this is the way it's always been. Politicians like to speak for the American people when they've not spoken to the American people. But then they're told this is what the American people want. Which American people told you that? Your consultants, the people who gave you all the money so you can run, those are the American people you spoke to. So anyway, in real time, point out the fact that, look, 75% of the folks who are getting rejected, this kind of normalcy in their lives, come from the states, from the senators represent that will not accept this. What are you gonna do about it? Every time this happens, there's no accountability for politicians. Point out in real time. Don't wait until we have a midterm election. Now you're gonna be, remember 2 years ago when he voted against this? No, tell them right now when they're thinking about it. People don't forget this type of stuff, especially if you say it over and over and over and over again. We've been talking about this minimum wage stuff for weeks. Keep talking about it. Point out that fact instead of how there's consistent conversations that like to disparage folks that want the minimum wage hike, as if that's a negative thing or if that's an unpopular thing. The majority of the American people want this. Keep talking about it.
Yeah. And we're gonna talk about one of those people you were alluding to there in just a bit. Just a few more facts to arm you for conversations about the minimum wage going forward. Let's see, it would raise the wages of at least 19 million essential and frontline workers. 60% of all workers who would see a pay increase are part of that. Increased pay for nearly 1 in 3 black workers and 1 in 4 Hispanic workers, compared with about 1 in 5 white workers. Hey, what do you know? The Republicans aren't that interested in it. I wonder why. Lift out of poverty up to 3.7 million people, including an estimated 1.3 million children. Hashtag save the children. Not if it costs money. Come on. I'll post online. I ain't paying.
Check out the Damage Report podcast each day, wherever you get your podcasts, whether Pocket Casts or Stitcher or iTunes. You can join me as I give you the news and stories you want, with a range of co-hosts and interview guests jumping in on the fun each day. Again, that's the Damage Report, wherever you get your podcasts. And if you get them at iTunes, don't forget to rate and review. Sometimes I'll read them live on the show.